Welcome to the explanation of my 5 different styles of centerpiece we did in class. Let's start with this Japanese design. I'm going to give you a brief description of how to do it. It's in a rectangular pot, which suits the length of a rectangular table. Vegetative, you can buy this locally at your wholesalers. Tell your florist. It's called horsetail or Vegetative. Equa stands for horse. I put a block of foam in here. You leave it a little bit above the rim, and you just insert these like a fence line right down your foam. I use 1 bunch of Vegetative. Then you green in a little bit. Have some in my book, lower deck, upper deck, a little in the penthouse. Don't need to do real tight greens, and then you just fill it with flowers. This is called Pave, like a tennis diamond bracelet. You're gonna pave with short. These are all scrap flowers I had left over. And then I give it a little bit of lift out to the edges. This is grevillea. You can use any other green. Notice I have secondary and tertiary or third greens in this piece, which gives it a kick A look. Perfect for your table. That is number 1. This is a great vote for your favorite centerpiece. Number 2, the classic American design. This is an old FTD special. We've been doing these since I started in the business. Again, we have a rectangular pot from the dollar store, which I love these pots. We greened in length, width 4 corners, and did several rounds, working our way up to have what I call the armadillo of greens. Then when your flowers arrive, you just simply nestle them just barely into your greenery. And this is American design. All your flowers are evenly spaced. Lower deck, upper deck, penthouse. Also, the trick is line flowers. This is a line flower. It's line and long. The rest of these flowers are mass flowers, a ball on the stick. Mass goes in the center, line sends direction down your table. That is contestant number 2, a classic. I call it the Grace Kelly of flower design. It's been around forever, and I still love it. Number 3 comes the Boho Vibe. Lots of mixed greens, flowers sitting right on top. We started with a nice sort of reclaimed wooden box. We put foam in it. Again, greened it. Lower deck, upper deck, penthouse with lemon leaf. Then we filled it in. Then we added our 2nd and 3rd greens. You cannot go wrong. This is a very popular design right now. And it's not packed with flowers. I know several florists in New York that pack everything with solid flowers. It can be pretty or just as pretty or prettier with less flowers, and it won't cost you $300 per table. There's no reason to. Great designers can design with a minimum of flowers and make your guests go, oh my God, it was perfect. So that is contestant number 3. Again, all your flowers sit evenly spaced pretty much on the surface. The secret to the Boho Vibe is to get some other types of greens shooting off of your original ball of lemon leaf. Number 4 was Whatvas Arrangement. This is called the cluster and zone. I clustered myrtle. I clustered grevillea. I clustered eucalyptus, a different kind of eucalyptus. I cluster. That is the secret, keeping your greens clumped together in one piece. And then at the end, it's a simple couple of flowers dropped in. I put 2 hydrangeas on that side, and I put a couple of white Asiatic lilies on this side. I happen to love this one. I've always loved greens. Easy to do, but you got to group or zone. Zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. Just put it in like it grew that way. We got a clump of myrtle, we got a clump of eucalyptus, we got a clump of grevillea. That is how you pull this one off. And I started with a little base of, again, lemon leaf shoved slightly into the vase just to hold my flowers in position. These are all the things we learned in school. In fact, all these designs were done in one day in my classroom. Number 5, vote for number 5 if it's your favorite. This is called a parallel vegetative design. Different people call it different things. It's, again, grouped flowers together, alike flowers, as if they were growing out of your garden. You have a little patch of carnation. It's like a diorama at a museum. I have some rose bushes growing on my property. I have a daisy patch that I might have to weed out. Here's your weeds right here. So it gives a realistic viewpoint. Did you like my southern accent? It gives you a viewpoint of a window box, sort of. It was growing. It's literally an all-around design on a one-sided arrangement. You could do it down the back side to make it a true centerpiece. And then we framed it with a little bit of curly willow here and there. Number 5, a favorite. This is good for sending to your wife at the office. It's good to sending to the hospital, get well. It's like a little vegetable, only flower, or a little flowering garden blooming right on your windowsill. Only this time it's sitting at the end of their bed. That's number 5. So if you want to learn how to design, you need to be taught by the greats. I was taught by the greats, and I'm just passing on that information to you. Whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. These are all based on formulas of design. This kind of modern Japanese-based design is super cool. But if you want to learn how to do these, you got to come to school. You can't be a ballet dancer in Swan Lake unless you've been through training. Same with flower design. I know a lot of badass florists, and I mean badass florists who are self-taught and their work looks like it. You need to be trained, like doing plumbing, electrical work, etc., etc. Show me a self-taught designer. They don't always make a lot of money and they don't last very long. So I was taught by the best. I'm just passing it on to you so that you can do these with your eyes closed. It's Flower School 101. There are schools in 17 cities around the country. Carlsbad, LA, Orange County, San Francisco, Milwaukee, Chicago, Minneapolis, New York, Boston, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, and Miami, Houston, Dallas, Austin, and then in Europe, Paris, London, and Rome. So being a flower designer is a great job. I never thought of it until I stopped. I used to work on Wall Street, and I stopped in a flower shop and drove a truck for 2 weeks and said, well, you know, I'm leaving. I'm going back to New York. And they said, wait a minute. And I said, what? They said, help us do these flowers. I said, I don't do flowers, man. They said, you do now. You got an hour left on the clock. And that's how it began. I've written 3 books. They're available on my website or attend classes either online or in person and whip out these designs faster than you thought possible. Any one of these designs was done in under about 5 to 10 minutes max. As I tell my students, but I've done 7 million of them. So I'm a little bit quicker, but you'll be quick too, you'll see. Here we're shuffling them around. Vote for your favorite one. If you go into the draw, and there probably won't be a whole lot of people are busy, you're gonna win a book by American in Paris, all about designing in Paris. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. This is Michael Gaffney with Flower School 101.